As I hurry on, led by invisible walls, I reach a classroom. I'll be forced into another fight here too, no doubt.
Looks like you're chugging right along. And now, another special guest for you.
Alright, so this must be Akihiko or Igus.
The gloves may be off putting you up against this one, so I want to see your best moves out there, Nachan.
Alright, so it's gonna be Akihiko.
Now, bring out the next opponent!
My man! I see a silhouette framed in the spotlight with bulging muscles. It's, well, how could I forget that attire?
You're Akihiko Sanada, as I recall.
Interesting. I've been gone for a while, and here I meet a stranger who knows who I am.
You're a member of Mitsuru Kirijo's organization. Her friend, actually, no?
Oh, I see. So it's really Mitsuru you're interested in, ace detective.
His words caused me to tense up. He just called me Ace Detective. Perhaps that was just a guess from my family name, Shirogane, but he could know that I'm spying on them for the police. I carefully search his eyes for anything that might tell me how much he knows. He looks me over from head to toe, and immediately sneers mockingly.
Jeez, look at you. You have the physique of a 12-year-old.
Well, the genius trapped in a child's body or whatever.
What?
A detective needs a strong body more than a strong brain. All-night research sessions, long stakeouts. You need stamina for that. But look at those twiggy arms and legs of yours.
Snap her in half like a Slim Jim, Akihiko.
You've got an overdeveloped chest. From the looks of it, I'd say it's all fat and no muscle. Seriously.
Of course her chest wouldn't be muscle, hello?
What?
What is wrong with him? That's the part of my self-image I'm most sensitive
Let me
about.
teach you the secret to bodybuilding.
Oh no, is this where he talks about protein a lot?
First thing, protein. Second thing, protein. Third, fourth, and fifth, more protein.
Sixth, get in leg day. Never forget leg day. Seventh, protein.
Don't you think that's rather unbalanced?
You're right, Naoto. There should be another bit of protein in there. Sanada-san flexes his muscles like a bodybuilder. The mere force of his rippling muscles causes the ceiling to burst.
And finally, you gotta spar. 1, 2.
He said sparring, but that punch was meant to do serious damage. No, it wasn't. Akihiko's muscles are just so intense they can only cause serious damage. This is absurd. However, putting his unhinged talk aside, his skill as a fighter isn't something I should take lightly. Shoot, I can't dodge them all.
Stop it, Akihiko.
Mitsuru?
Sanada-san stops suddenly as a familiar voice echoes through the room.
You're under the effects of an illusion. Shirogane has done nothing. Do not attack.
What do you mean? He's the one who attacked me all of a sudden.
I attacked.
Suddenly I remember, that's right, this is all an illusion. I've never met Sanada-san before, so I don't know what his usual self is supposed to be. It's not that far off. On top of that, I allowed the first thing he said to get under my skin. How stupid of me. I let myself get swept up in the situation and failed to realize what was really happening.
From my perspective, it was you who dealt the first blow. We were both being shown an illusion to make us fight each other.
Shirogane is an excellent detective and a persona user. I told him everything. He's agreed to cooperate with us.
You both still think that Naoto is a man.
He was originally on the scene as a police observer in this case, so we've already met.
Keiichi-san and I explained to Sanada-san what has been happening up until now. It's a relief to learn that, despite his appearance, he's actually quite a reasonable man and quick to pick up on things.
That noise-like phenomenon that fogs your senses is already gone. You should be able to communicate normally now.
Are we seriously not gonna fight Akihiko? We reintroduce ourselves and shake hands.
Looks like I fell for a cheap trick.
I'm sorry for forgetting myself, too. I can't even claim to have been unaware of the deception.
So you're a persona user, huh? Well, since fate already brought us together, want to test your skills before you move on?
Yeah, I was about to say, we gotta fight. Sanada-san slams his fists together.
Akihiko, you're doing it again. Just cooperate with him.
This is my form of cooperation.
All right. Come on, Naoto, let's go.
Oh, wait, the tournament rules say...
As Sanada-san walks away, boom. As I figured, he hit the wall.
Are you alright?
What's the matter? What happened?
I don't know. There's some kind of invisible wall here.
The rules dictate that only the winner of each match can advance. So,
He was flustered mere seconds ago, but now Sanada-san has taken on a more lively expression.
So we need to have a match, even though we've got nothing against each other. We're fighting after all then, huh? Alright then, come at me.
Please go easy on me.
I can almost hear Kirijo-san's sigh in exasperation. Dude, I love Akihiko. Here we go. Bring it on. I don't know how to use these bullets. Oh, R1 is how you do the dash thing. I unlocked a core memory. I remember one of the controls in the video game. Ow. What are you doing there, bud? Nope. No, I wanna, yeah, judo chop. No more judo chop.
Get away.
Oh no, I thought I was gonna get away with it. There we go.
Get away.
No, you get away.
Stay down.
It's over. Not quite over. Now it's over.
Okay.
Persona music is so good, dude. Scene 10. We might actually, how much time do we have? Got a little over half an hour. Should be able to finish Naoto's story today, or get to the halfway point, I guess. You don't really finish them.
That was a great bout. You're good.
About? What an annoying rule.
Wait, that reminds me. I saw that guy calling himself General walking with a girl. If only one person can move on, that's against the rules.
The fake Teddy and Rise-san were together all this time. Then could the girl he's talking about be Rise-san? No.
Do you remember the details of what this girl looked like?
Sanada-san tells me about the girl he'd seen. What he said matches the description of the unknown girl Kanji-kun had talked about, which means that there's a high probability that the person seen walking with her was not the general, but the real Teddy. At the very least, this is evidence against the argument that Teddy is the general. This creates another theory, though. If the general is not really Teddy, then he's someone else's shadow. And there's only one person that fits the bill. Well, not person per se, but...
If that girl was Labris, then... Well, is it possible we're dealing with her shadow?
That's right, Labris. If she has a heart capable of using a persona, then it stands to reason that she could also create a shadow. In light of how the events of last year played out, it makes perfect sense. She was kidnapped by someone who threw her into the TV world, creating a reflection of her heart.
None of the data I have shows any connection between Labris and Yasagami High. On top of which, I don't see how she'd know about you or your friends.
I'd been having doubts about that as well, but at least I have a feel for what's going on. What Labris' kidnappers hope to gain from this remains unknown, however. At any rate, it wouldn't be good if the shadows were to run into its owner. Either way, it's best if I head to the announcement room. It's much more logical to restrain the false Teddy since I know his location than it would be to have to search for Labris somewhere in this world. Still, if that really is Teddy with Labris, why are they traveling together?
Sheesh, what's that Teddy doing? I'm sorry I can't help much, Kirijo-san.
You'll have to forgive me for my meager skills as well. My persona's communication powers are more for operational assistance. A friend of mine from school was much stronger than myself in that respect, but...
Oh no, it's all that stupid bear's fault anyway. He's a real genius for making people worry.
What a dumb bear.
Man, it's strange running into so many Persona users I've never heard of all at once. I gotta say, brings back memories.
For us, too. We were as surprised as you. Not to say that the possibility of other Persona users hadn't crossed our minds, but to actually meet them.
What you said about a friend from school kinda reminds me of us, too. What was school like for you? I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, we got time for this.
Well, ignoring Akihiko's current appearance, he was a boxing champion in his student days.
Now he just spends his free time fighting bears up in Canada.
Hey, that dig was uncalled for.
After that, I don't know what went through his brain, but he started saying he wanted to search for stronger opponents.
He went on a journey to hone his skills? I thought that only happened in comics and old samurai films.
Also happens in anime.
I thought I had to do it, so I did it. That's all.
This peaceful moment was shattered by Kirijo-san's voice.
Wait, what's this I'm sensing? It's like a shadow, but bigger.
Another shadow presence, and it isn't the false Teddy?
Huh? What's going on? That fake Teddy left the announcement room.
Rise-san made a report immediately after that. Sanada-san and I look at each other. It seems like the situation is changing. Sanada-san nods to me, and after taking a small bow, I run off. With no one watching over her anymore, Rise-san was able to summon her persona. The job of providing support moved from Kirijo-san, who not all of us knew, to Rise-san. Rise-san contacted the rest of us and let us talk to each other for a moment.
Rise-chan? Oh, thank God you're safe! Don't worry, the others are here too. We'll rescue you in no time.
Huh? Wait, why is Naoto here?
I can't help but smile at this as I tell them about the others I had seen so far. It seems we're all safe for now. And now that we can communicate, we've greatly increased our awareness of the situation and our ability to share information. The general must have known that leaving Rise-san alone would result in this. If he did know but left her anyway, there must have been something major happening. Either that, or he no longer has any reason to hide. I hurry on while we share what we know. The actual design of this place may differ from the real Yasugami High School, but the general layout appears to be the same. So if I climb the stairs and turn the corner, the announcement room should be right there. However, Rise-san calls out a warning before I can get there.
Bad news, Naoto-kun. The fake Teddy's back.
Too late.
Huh? What the? Is that the real Teddy? Hey, the real Teddy's here too. He's got some girl with him. I don't know her.
The fact that Rize's communication didn't get cut off once General Teddy reappeared is somewhat worrisome. But then again, General Teddy doesn't have the time to bother watching Rise-san. After all, if the real Teddy and Labris are both right there as well, he has more important things to be concerned with. This confirms that General Teddy is a fake. It's only natural, then, to assume that he is Labris' shadow in disguise. But that makes things dangerous. Labris and her shadow are confronting each other. Rise-san should know the dangers of this situation, but she doesn't know Labris. She might not realize what the relationship is between the girl and the shadow. I have to warn her. But before I can speak, it happened.
No way. What's with that girl?
The static gets worse.
Rise-san? Rise-san!
Why can't I communicate with her when we're so close? There's something happening in the announcement room. I run as fast as I can towards it. As I reach the door, I hear a loud scream from inside. Everyone get down! She's got a gun! I slammed the door open without a second thought, prepared for a fight. But the attack came from an unexpected assailant. Of anyone in that room, I wouldn't have thought it'd be. No! Who is it? Rize? Is it evil Rize attacking or something? Is it Naoto's shadow? Was it the real Teddy? There's no way to know. Alright, well. It was Kanji. 44% complete. Not even halfway, dang. Got about 25 minutes. Yeah, we got time to get into Mitsuru's. I'm worried Mitsuru is gonna have a really lengthy opening just like Naoto did. And as a result, this will take a little bit, but I mean, we should get through as much as we can. So, time for Best Girl. Late November in the year 2010. The darkness fell without warning. At the same time, the previously busy examination room fell so silent that the man's ears hurt.
Hey, what happened?
He called toward the back of the room, but no answer came. After working for public safety for over a decade, he thought little could faze him anymore, but this was uncomfortably alien. It was no ordinary blackout. If it were, the faint light from machines running on battery power, such as cell phones, would remain. But the silence disturbed him even more. He hadn't heard so much as a single cry. As he looked around, he saw a spot in the darkness. Something was giving off an eerie glow as if painted in incandescent pigments. Once his eyes began to adjust to the darkness, he was able to faintly make out the area around that light. Ooh, okay, the midnight hour. Is that what it was called in Persona 3? What was it called in Persona 3? Or the Dark Hour. It was called the Dark Hour. I mixed up the Dark Hour and the Midnight Channel for a second there. Dark Hour in Persona 3, Midnight Channel in Persona 4, Metaverse in Persona 5. The shining spot was revealed as a small, strangely decorated box, one that the man had only just delivered to the forensics unit.
Forensics team! What the hell is...
Oh, it's this guy! He called out, still squinting at the shadow of a person he could see at the window before him. But as the shape resolved, he saw that it was not a person's shadow at all. He had no words to describe it. At first glance, it seemed to be a coffin. Indeed, that is what it was shaped like. But he had never seen a coffin standing upright, tall as an adult, shining like a dark crystal. Yet that was clearly what the crystalline mass was, squatting in the spot where a window clerk normally stood. So I get, this guy's probably the one who, like, tried to steal Labrys and all that? Is he gonna turn out to be a villain in some way? A villain that, like, links to the 3 cast because of the whole Shadow Operative thing, and links to Persona 4's cast because of Naoto? I mean, he's got a unique character. Now that they've revealed that Labrys was, like, stolen by someone, there has to be some other kind of antagonist outside of Labrys, and this is the only guy who's shown up who could really fit the bill. Yet that was clearly what the crystalline mass was, squatting in the spot where a window clerk normally stood, and upon closer examination, it wasn't the only one. At desks in front of the evidence shelf next to a reference computer, the objects towered everywhere as if they had taken the place of humans.
What are these?
A chill ran down the man's spine. They're people, was the thought that instinctively came to mind. Was this the reason he couldn't hear anyone else's voice? Was it because everyone but him was?
What's going on?
Is this Akihiko's voice actor doing this? Sounds similar. Once the fear had set in, it wasn't easy to shake off. His familiar office was starting to look like a grotesque netherworld. He felt quite sure that he had to get out. Quickly, he turned and grabbed the knob to the door through which he had just entered. But...
What the?
It didn't budge. It wasn't that the door was locked, preventing the knob from turning the latch. The knob was completely frozen in place.
Is anyone here? Hey, let me out!
The man slammed his fist against the door, yelling in desperation. But the sensation he felt when his fist impacted the surface wasn't that of hitting a door. It felt completely at odds with what he saw, as if a picture of a door had been drawn onto a solid wall. It was then that the man noticed that another light, similar in color to that emanating from the box, could be seen on part of his hand as he swung it forward. It was a ring. And suddenly he remembered. When he brought in the small box, he found several bizarre ring-shaped objects within it. While handing it over to forensics, he suspected that they might be rings. To check the theory, he put one on. And now that ring was emitting the same eerie light as the box. Though he still had no idea what was going on, it was immediately apparent that it was directly related to the current situation. The man grabbed the ring with sweat-slicked, fingers and tugged, ready to pull off his own finger if necessary. But just at that moment...
I wouldn't take that off right now.
What?
The man can't help but gasp. He looked around but could sense no one inside the room with him. Where had the voice come from?
I'll be there to rescue you shortly. Calm yourself and wait there.
When the man calmed himself, he realized that it wasn't just a voice. The sensation was indescribable, but it was distinctly unlike hearing with one's ears.
Who's there?
Oh, pardon me. This is Mitsuru Kirijo. We met earlier.
Kirijo. He did know a Kirijo. It was she who brought the strange small box. And that wasn't all he knew. The Kirijos were a wicked family who used their fortune and influence as a shield, a constant frustration to the police. Despite that, the man couldn't help but feel relief wash over him. Perhaps he might survive this after all.
Oh, well, I appreciate the help. Just hurry.
After getting the muttered words out, he sank to the floor, the door at his back. Mitsuru Kirijo, if he recalled correctly, she was the eldest daughter of the Kirijo group's founding family. He noted that her voice had been far caramel? Stream's gotta end soon, dude. Far calmer than his, despite the situation they were both in. He sensed a measure of trustworthiness from her. And today, is this random public security dude's story, or is it Mitsuru's story? And to think it had been merely an hour ago that he was asking himself why such a young girl had been chosen as the head of the Kirijo group at all.